relativity.
My daughter's 10 years old. Couldn't teach her Einstein's theories before I left.
Couldn't you have told her you were going to save the world?
No. When you become a parent, one thing becomes really clear. That's the thing that your children just said. And it rolls out down a 10-year-old, the world ended.
Cooper? How long for the engine's case? A minute or two. No, we don't have it. Come us on! Brandon, come up, you're up. Case, run the cabin option through the main thrusters. We're gonna spark it. Roger that. Rock! Depressurize it. Engines up! It's Black Friday at Penney's Appliances, and you know what that means. Doorbuster deals on brand new fridges, washers, dryers, and ranges. Save on scratch and new, plus financing, warranties, and delivery available.
Tell them they're in the forward section.
Hardee's original bag packs 2 full-size favorites plus fries and a drink for just $5.99. No junior burgers or tiny nuggies, just full-size goodness for big-time value.
We are Interstellar, Interstellar. Galactic shit. So look, check me out. I just wanted to go live really quick. Positive energy and shit to y'all, man. I gotta represent. So y'all ever seen the movie Interstellar? I know you seen it. Alright, so have you ever read the On My List? If you haven't, you should. You should just really like either get your hands on the tablets or go read the translations like everyone else who is storming down those translations right now. So what it is this. I just watched this movie called Interstellar, right? It's a great movie. I'm gonna say watch it. You know what a Tesseract is? A Tesseract. You remember the little device that they was chasing around and that Loki wanted, like a square cube with the possibility of actually controlling time, because that's what it allows you to do. It does more to control time. It allows you to create a universe. Like at the end of the day, you really wouldn't know this, but the whole theory is that you turn into a spaghetti string if you were to get sucked into a black hole. Or there's another theory though, that if you fall into a black hole, that you might actually fall into a tesseract. That means everything else will get destroyed trying to get near it, but a physical entity would actually fall into a version of the future. You would fall into the fifth dimension. Fifth dimension access gives you like those type of hurdles. This is when physics becomes like science fiction, but science fiction is actually all physics technically is. Everything sci-fi is physics. Don't get me wrong, physics starts here with like the diameters and angles of how to measure a refrigerator, or how many steps it takes to get up the street, or how many building blocks it would take, and it even goes bases down to like particles and atoms and photons. It goes very compact, but when it steps into like interdimensional or galactic beings, like look, they ain't getting ready to expose you that your Bible and shit was based off of Sumerian text. You dig? It happens like that. It goes like that. There was times where there were beings, and there still are times, in possession of extraordinary technology. Like even the universe comes from extraordinary technology. You won't believe it because you've been mind controlled, and if you're like a modern person who has been conquered through war, and everything that comes on, like slavery, like you just got to do the mathematics. Like from the beginning, when it comes down to Abraham, we're all going to agree that Abraham himself came from Samaria. He came from some city connected to Samaria, which would have tales about a city called Maruk, inside of that city that Abraham comes from. And, you know, technically everybody that follows the Torah, Christians who follow, you know, the Old Testament and the New Testament and the Bible, as well as the Muslims who have their variation, and they too believe that all men are in some way all lines come from Abraham in some way, and that, you know, all men and women come from a figure called Atamo, mixing and interbreeding with the native species of Earth, of Ki. And if you read the Sumerian text go into an in-depth existence of the universe. Most people ask, well, how? That's because the whole thing started with interstellar beings playing around in the universe. Like, at first, they didn't know what was going on, and some of them came into existence at a highly enlightened state. These are ones known as gods at this level because they can create. I can literally create. Maybe not in this form of body, but thought process is also the first thought of manifestation from whence everything came. But the reason why in the beginning was God and the Word was with God, and God was the Word, because God was a being of extraordinary power, one who advanced through existence and even conquered death itself. Now, conquering death itself transcends beyond a single entity's existence, because that means you were able to actually reproduce yourself. And everything down here replicates itself. The universe itself replicated itself. Atoms, that's how Big Bang's boom, bang, and shit breaks apart. Do the mathematics. Use your own mind to stretch out. They just made a movie called Interstellar where people are trying to save the human race by actually trying to become interstellar beings. And to be interstellar, that's just inside of our own galaxy. That's saying take it upon ourselves to start mining asteroids, because that's what the Anunnaki was on. They came down here to mine this planet. Some of them came down here to seed this planet. Like, they're different entities. If you read about Nomo and all of that, these ones came from different planets. There are entities way before the Nomo, because some entities came down here and there was shit that was unexplainable to them. Like, yo, what the fuck is this? How did it get in? What we're gonna start doing it now. Obviously, shit was really popping down here already, because it already had a species in a line, and things happen in present day that took place in the past that are still transpiring in the future. Let me say that again. Things happen in present day that took place in the past that are still transpiring within the future, still unfolding. That means it's still happening in the future. You came back to tell yourself some things. You just got to notice the omens. The omens might not even be what you think it is. It might be you yourself in the future reminding yourself of all the great things that you were capable of doing in your younger existence or in your past lives. This shit gets so real. You want to talk about a matrix? A matrix is something that the future of mankind put us in. Time when we existed and we created some shit so great that we was like, yo, we gotta assure that we survive forever, you know, or that this is somehow experienced. Don't you ever wonder, how is this even allotted to go on this long? Why haven't we blew ourselves up, or why haven't the planet just did the unexplainable shit yet? Aren't you wondering that? Aren't you wondering, like, what type of powers are actually in control? It's you. You yourself are one with God. Yeah, I just wanted to come live to say that shit to you guys, you know. I thought about singing. I don't got enough views for that. Or maybe the Wi-Fi is too weak, but it's really only saying I got one, and I ain't really reading comments right now. Sometimes I do read comments. I just had an epiphany, and I've been holding on to this shit since I watched this movie, because this movie explains exactly what the Anunnaki did, but it's more in the sense of what humans do in the events of the world being, you know, getting ready to destroy itself. Yeah. Check this out. We got war. That's cool. We getting ready to go to war. World War III. Whatever. That's some shit mankind might be able to survive. At one point, we was on this planet. We survived it, but the planet went like super cold, so a low number of us survived it. Let's say we made it up to 500 to a million people, 500,000 to a million people occupying Earth at one time. And this was during the Permian extinction period, like right before that happened, like when the Earth did a bop moment, and then it cooled down, went through an ice age, and then next thing you know, it got cool. It got like the ice age warmed up, and it was tropical all over the earth. And then for some reason, for one night, in a night, shit just got freezing cold, like stuck cold. Like if you out in this, you are dead cold. And that's what the freak happened. Like, and people actually survived it by receding into the earth, going near the thermal pockets. Like if we go so far into inner earth, we'll start finding like survival pockets. If we could make it like survival packs that were left in, and we'll find bones of people who just they stayed in maybe a little too long because they were scared to come back up. That's technically at that caveman era. Like, don't get me wrong, there were moments before that, but no man was necessarily a caveman until he was in danger and he had to retreat into a cave. That's just how the fuck it is. Like, that's just what it is. Like Caucasians and all that other shit was made up, bruh. Neanderthals, Australopithecus, all of that shit like that. It's called vessels to get your ass here. Now, look, I've already went past my 10 minutes. Trust me, you. Imagine we are able to actually send 2 or 3 people up and get them across the galaxy, like a whole group of people. Of course, 1 or 2 might not make it. Like if you send like small groups in different directions, much like video games, of course, 7 years from now, depending on how this shit is, this person's gonna come back. They're gonna be like 10 to 15 years older than anybody down here when they come back. It doesn't matter if they leave this year and it feels like they came back next year. Like sending somebody just a year away, a year's time away. By the time they get back, I promise you, they're gonna be like 3-4 years older, but still look the same age. It just is what it is. And we're gonna, 3-4 years, yeah, they might even be 10-15 years older, depending on, and if they get on another planet, due to theory of relativity, this is how real this shit is. People don't realize this. In order to live the longest amount of time, like possible, like literally the longest amount of time possible, we would literally have to become galactic beings, like interstellar beings, with the power to cultivate, create other planets, and even like create life on planets. Not saying that we would go to a planet and clone ourselves like until we're able, or create with specimens. Sometimes you might not have any beings down there. You might just have to go make the planet hospitable first. Once you make the planet hospitable, you seed it. Now it's different levels that we're going to be able to get up on, but first we got to coast past these levels, man. We got to get past our own politics. You did. And pray that, you know what I'm saying, us as a people don't lose our cool and blow our own home up. It's crazy. I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Baby, I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hey. Baby, I love you. Yes, I really love you. I do. I wanna see you do great things. I wanna see you go places. I wanna see you smile, baby, forever. Hey, I wanna see you go places. I wanna see you do amazing things. Hey, I wanna know what it's like to dance among Jupiter and Mars myself. Fly me to the moon, let me dance amongst the stars. I'd like to waltz with you, baby. Hey, 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 hey. Right across the stars. Hey, 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 hey. Man, y'all stay up. Subscribe to my shit, man. Y'all need to go shop at my website. I love y'all.